Hello everybody, toast to you. It's almost noon, so it's not really morning, so let's toast to the sun and to the powers of summer and all of this great energy, and to all of you people who have joined me today, or tomorrow, or whenever you're watching this video. I hope you can see me. It feels very dark from where I'm sitting, but whatever, you don't need to see my face. So today I want to talk about integrity. I've said this before in other videos, and it's, here, wait, let's move this back a little bit. Get really close. Hello. Okay, so let's talk about integrity. I've said this in other videos. There's not like a book that says, this is the way that paganism is, and this is the way that you're supposed to act, and this is the way that all pagans behave, and this is the higher word of the gods that says you need to act like this. And if you've read pagan mythology, the gods are the first to break all the rules. And I think that there is this misconception because of Christianity and the rule of that in our society that all religions have to have this like 10 commandments and this way to act and how to be, and that there is this ideal person that acts the best. And through reading a lot of mythology and looking through all of the different things, there are definitely divine examples of both good and bad, of just and chaos. You look at the god Loki, and yeah, okay, we see him in the movies or whatever, but the reality of who he was in mythology and his energy in that presence was not seen necessarily as evil. It was just not always making the best choices. The gods are jealous of humans because of our existence in this world being finite. Like, this is it. You experience in this world just like this one time only, and it makes our experiences beautiful. My sister said to me, she's like, watching the kids learn something new, and seeing them spark is like, I understand why people want to be teachers. And I mean, that was my favorite part about being a teacher. As a preschool teacher for over 10 years, my favorite part of teaching 2-year-olds was helping them experience something for the first time. Watching a flower bloom or learning about something brand new, anything. It was amazing to them, and seeing that spark. And that's how the gods see our experience when we are going through life and we're experiencing these things for the first time, for the only time, for the amazing time. They look down with that kind of jealousy on us, and they're like, oh, they're doing all of the experiences. And that is what they are jealous of. And that energy doesn't come down upon us and say, this is how you have to act, because that energy has set us upon this earth and these beings to experience and to learn and to go out and do things. And if they tell you how to do them, then you're not necessarily getting that genuine experience of learning and doing and experiencing. I look at a lot of people and I feel bad for them because they experience life full of guilt and full of shame and feeling like they're already doing something wrong to begin with before they even got started. So then it doesn't really matter what decision they make. They already feel guilt and shame and like they're doing a bad thing. And then as they come to paganism and they begin to accept who they are and they begin to accept the things that they love and do and realize that they're not negative or evil or bad in any way, they're just not the same as those people over there or those people over there or whatever. And they really begin to experience life with this better outlook and better feelings, and they feel better because they're experiencing. And they're experiencing without shame or guilt. Now, where does integrity come into all of this? Okay, so yes, we've got the Wiccan Creed that does set guidelines, and if you read it and you really read into it, you can see that there are rules, and they say harm none. What ye send out comes back times 3, and that can be taken to the whatever extreme you want it to be taken. Historically studying the people who wrote those words, it's not an ancient text. I have never been able to find something before Gerald Gardner that states those words in the way that he stated them. I have found, there is the concept of karma that does very much say what you send out comes back to you. There is all different kinds of those different beliefs that, are similar to karma. I once made a post about Saturn, the planet, and how that is a planet of karmatic energy and blah, blah, blah. And I got a lot of flack because people were like, Romans didn't believe in karma. Romans did believe that their actions had consequences and that those consequences would return upon them. I know that Christianity likes to paint that part of history and all history before that with this broad brush of barbarianism, and yeah, there was a lot of that in the sense that it was an era of conquering and growing and all of those kind of different things, and so people were conquering. They were taking, they were consuming, they were learning to consume more. This is where that consumerism began. What used to be we consumed the neighboring village and we consumed all of these things. Now we just consume all of these things with our dollar bills, and we pay for it, we pay for it, we pay for it. And, you might not think that your dollars are supporting some form of slavery or bad things or barbaric behaviors, but and the reality is that all around the world, these horrible things still happen. Now we're getting really ranty. But anyway, so you go way back, and Christianity painted with this broad brush of barbarianism, like, they were all bad. They didn't have any morals. They didn't have any rules or guidelines or whatever. But they really did. A society, no matter what type of society, of a group of people always has some kind of rules that they live by. Even in an anarchistic society, there is always a leader who stands up and says, I say there are no rules. That's a rule. And that's why true anarchy never works, because there are people who want to take power in one way or the other. But again, how does this all relate to integrity? Okay, so in paganism, since there's no rules and there's no law and there's no here are the 10 commandments, or here is the book of whatever that tells you how to do it, or here is the Torah which lays out all of your rules. The Jewish faith has a bunch of amazing books, aside from the Torah, that are written specifically to teach you how to live your life. So one of the things that was happening in society is, okay, let's not go there. That'll be another video about all of that. But the integrity of a pagan is your word. And you come back to that very old saying that your bond is your word is your bond. And that's all that you have. And your actions and your experience. And so when you put those three things together and you think about integrity and doing what you feel is right, that's where you come in pagan. That's where we kind of come full circle with the pagan. There are so many issues in pagan in the pagan community because there's no set of rules, unless you're Wiccan, and then you've got the set of Wiccan rules. They're very strict about that, whatever. So, but as a general, there's not like here's the rules, follow the rules, do it like this is the way we roll. And you notice a lot of times the problems that come are because people's words and actions and experiences don't all line up. And as a pagan community leader, as a pagan parent, People ask me, oh, you share your pagan faith with your kids. Well, how do you teach them morals? I'm like, well, I got better morals than most people I know, Christian, Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, whatever. I have better morals because I truly do live by that golden rule of I treat people the way that I would want to be treated. And then that's followed up with I have to do what's right by me and mine. And they don't counter affect each other. They come together. And if everybody lived by this integrity of I treat people the way that I want to be treated and I take care of me and mine, the world would have a lot less problems. Because I'm not pointing fingers and saying, oh, you should act like me, or you should be like this, or we should all act like this. Kind of. But I'm not trying to shame you or guilt you or tell you what you're doing is wrong. When people come to me and they say, I feel bad about my life choices, and I ask them why, and they say, because, well, my whole life people have been telling me that this is wrong and that I shouldn't do this. Did you see the fly on the camera? What a stinker. But when you start to come to those things, and I start to talk to people about it, and I'm like, well, what is bringing that sadness? What is bringing those problems? And really, it's that shame and guilt for acting the way that you think you need to be acting. Because really what you want to be doing is taking care of you and yours and doing the right thing because these are the things that you believe. And so really, if you come down to that and you believe that what you're doing is right, and you really, then do it. If you protect you and yours and you take care of the earth around you, because that's you and yours. You and yours is not just you and your children and your husband or your wife or your spouse or whatever spouse is, however your family works. It's also the earth around you and your community and your neighbors. And oh my God, there's that fly again. Buzz. All of the bugs are listening these days, and every day when I sit down to make a video, I get an audience. You saw the spider the other day. Now we've got this friendly little fly who just wants to be famous. Here he comes again. Anyways, so when people question you about your faith and how you have morals and whatever in paganism, or what's the right thing to do in paganism, the right thing to do is to be right by you and yours, and to do the right thing, and to be respectful and have that integrity. And remember that your word is your bond, and your bond is your word. And if you say something, then you should follow it with your actions, and that should be the experience that everybody has, is because that's what you said, and that's it. So as the rantings of the Phoenix continue, I'm actually going to say farewell. I just want everybody to think about their actions and to think about the person that they are and how that fits into society and who it is that you want to be as a person and as a pagan or a Wiccan or a whatever, a Christian even. What is your place? Do you have integrity? Are you the person that you would trust? Are you somebody who you can count on? And do you take care of you and yours? And all of those different things. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Many blessings to you. I toast to you on this high noon and hope you have a blessed day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's a little bell thing on the bottom and you got to hit it. I think it's over here. Hit the bell, like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Blessed be.